It's time for Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network. Tiger Talk is brought to you by these premier Tiger sponsors. Golden Belt Bank of Hayes and Ellis. Banking one story at a time. The Hayes Med Orthopedic Institute. Comprehensive cutting-edge care giving you every reason to choose Hayes Med. United Rentals. Your partner for equipment rental, sales, and service. VTI. Your John Deere dealer. With locations in Buckland, Great Bend, Greensburg, Hoxie, Ness City, and Pratt. VTI. Our family in partnership with your family. The Taco Shop. Order by phone or use the Taco Shop app. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. The Taco Shop. You've never had it so good. Royal Roofing. Give your home the royal treatment with Royal Roofing. And Eagle. Our community connected. Now, Tiger Talk with the voice of the Tigers, Gerard Wellbrock.
And a good Monday. Welcome into Tiger Talk. We're joined by head football coach Chris Brown. Tigers coming off a tough one Saturday night at home to Central Oklahoma. Hard-fought game, but the Broncos get out of town with a 21-14 victory. We'll dissect that game, break it apart, even though Coach probably ready to move on and forget about it. But we'll break it down and preview this Saturday. It doesn't get any easier. The Tigers take on the conference leaders, Northwest Missouri State. Bearcats on a 5-game winning streak. Had a big win in Warrensburg over Central Missouri Saturday. That'll be this upcoming Saturday afternoon at Bearcat Stadium in Maryville. So we'll preview that contest a little bit later on in the show. John Johnson's going to join us a little bit later on as well. Tiger linebacker, number 3. Had another great game on Saturday. We'll catch up with him, get to know him a little bit better. He'll be our player guest. And we'll get to your questions. Go ahead and shoot us an email. By doing so, you just go to FHSUathletics.com. You click on the Fans tab, you get the drop-down menu, lower right side, you'll see Tiger Talk Ask the Coach, and if you use your question, you'll have a chance to win a Mix 103.3 t-shirt. Had one emailed over the weekend, so you can still chime in if you're listening live to the program by going to FHSUathletics.com. Of course, a reminder, if you miss any portion of the program, you want to go back and listen to it again, you can find it on the Defend the Ford podcast. We'll have a link on Hayes Post, and then you can watch the video replay. It'll be up there later today, later this evening, with Tiger Talk. You can watch the program here on Tiger Talk. So many ways to watch Tiger Talk and keep track. And, of course, always a reminder, you can sync up our radio broadcast. Tigers will be on the road this Saturday. You can sync up our radio call with the video stream from the MIAA network. Just download the TuneIn app if you don't already have so on your tablet or on your smartphone and listen to Mix 103.3. And then we're usually just a hair behind the video stream, but actually maybe a hair ahead of the video stream. So you'll pause us right as we're getting ready for the kickoff. You'll let the video catch up and then unpause, and you can listen to the play-by-play while watching it on the MIAA network from Maryville, Missouri. That's coming up this Saturday. Joined now by head coach Chris Brown, and boy, it was a tough one, a frustrating game, a lot of things to go over, a lot of things to dissect in that one. Bottom line, hard-fought game. You knew it would be. Central Oklahoma, a team that came in 2-3, but had some key injuries. 2 All-Americans had missed some games. Their quarterback had missed basically 3. And he obviously makes a big difference. He's an All-American for a reason. I thought you guys did a pretty decent job, but in the end, they just made a few more plays than you guys did and got out of here with a 1-score victory.
Yeah, that's what it was really look at it. It was the 3 plays, right? And penalties, as well killed us too. So the big pass play we gave up, defensively, the big run play, and then, the interception that we throw, and they score off of that too, and that's the only points that they really get. And you eliminate 2 of those 3, and it's it's our ball game. And we scored defensively, which was good as well. And we've done that a couple of weeks now, so we're always pushing for that goal defensively and creating turnovers. And but the big one's probably just the penalties. Getting situations and putting ourselves in a deep hole offensively. That really hurts us.
Obviously, penalties were a big factor in the ball game. I'm not going to ask you about officiating, but there were some interesting things called that we just haven't seen before, right, wrong, in between, and it had to be mounting frustration. But obviously the 2 15-yarders, one on the sideline, the other after the fumble, throwing the ball, I think, up in celebration. those are the two that probably stand out the most because kind of self-inflicted penalties in that situation.
Yeah, they are, and that's just being disciplined, doing your job and doing your assignment and understanding the situation. That was something that we, John will even tell you, I stressed it. This is what the MIAA officials are looking for this week. It was taunting and things like that, and sportsmanship, and all those different things that go into it. And just a kid being excited about thinking he got a fumble recovery, throwing the ball up in the air. But that one didn't really hurt us because we actually scored.
Right.
A defensive touchdown off of that one. But that you still got to be smarter than that, be more disciplined in it. And then the one on the sideline, it's just, I need to get a warning at first, or if you talk to the kid, at least let me know so I can handle the situation. And then that stuff was communicated to me as well. So those are those are the two that really stick out in my mind. But there's others in that game, false starts and holding penalties and stuff like that our kids, you can't do those things in certain situations, and you got to know the situation, and you got to be smart. And sometimes it's just effort plays and things are going to happen. But it's just, I don't know, we had way too many, so I got to do a little bit better job of making sure our kids understand the situation, probably discipline them a little bit more or playing more discipline and stressing that with them as well than anything else.
Yeah, not all penalties are equal, or sometimes you're going to get, maybe a pass interference, but it was an aggressive trying to make a play, and you maybe get there a hair early. Certainly, those are acceptable. You understand them. It was an effort play. You tried to make a play. Sometimes you may grab a face mask accidentally trying to go in. But, so I know as a coach, you probably look at not all penalties are equal, and you can handle the effort ones that sometimes happen. It's the other ones that drive you crazy, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just the mental breakdown ones, right? You just mentally lose focus, and you just, make a stupid penalty for I don't know what reason, right? But you do, and those are the ones that frustrate you most as a coach, and those are the ones that we got to eliminate. Some things just happen, and sometimes it's just, you just got to let go a little bit sooner. You maybe not extend your arm quite as far, or, and all officials will see things differently as well. So, and then we have to learn, that as the game goes on, our guys understanding that too. So, but I'm going to put all that on me. I got to do a better job of coaching our kids and getting them ready, and so we don't have those. You're talking 10 penalties for 120 yards. That's a lot, and so I'll put that on me, and I got to make sure we're not doing those things again.
And I guess what makes it surprising is you were the third least penalized team in the conference. By and large, that hasn't been a problem this year.
No, it hasn't. But the only time it has is when it's in a key situation, and that's the problem. It's always in these situations that we're getting these things, and we just got to be more focused, more tuned in, play a little bit harder. Our effort was really, really good in this game. I thought our kids fought and battled the entire football game. Like you said, they just made more plays than we did, but we just got to eliminate some of these penalties that are killing us and putting us in a hole.
Well, the Tigers come up short, 21-14 to Central Oklahoma. We'll talk more about the matchup here after the break. We'll also get to know John Johnson, Tiger senior linebacker, a little bit later on as well. Get to your questions, and of course preview this Saturday against Northwest Missouri State. Tiger Talk brought to you today by Golden Belt Bank. It's banking one story at a time. Golden Belt Bank of Hayes and Ellis. Visit them at goldenbeltbank.com. We'll take a time out. More from Coach Chris Brown as we continue on Tiger Talk here on the Tiger Sports Network, built by PwC from Eagle.
We had a guy that came into the bank. His dream was to own a restaurant. He was turned down from multiple banks, and upon coming in here, having a prior knowledge of who he was, we reviewed his business plan, we talked to him, and we felt strongly that we wanted to join him in this adventure. Ever since we joined with him, he has been very, very successful. It's just really nice to be able to be a part of somebody's dreams. Golden Belt Bank, one story at a time.
Every now and then I've heard your voice, but nothing you can't hear specific. It's just one of those that the crowd's not as loud. It's not a timeout.
Travel up to 150 miles.
I've never heard you say anything specific.
Premium oil, hydraulics.
It's not like Mark Johnson right in front of my crowd.
Just 30 minutes. It's another way to save you time.
Yeah, well, I can hear him a few times.
Oh,
BTI
or visit Coach, there's 400 people here, and it's quiet, and you're right in front of my mic.
Family and partnership with your family.
Broncos 0 for 1 today on fourth down. They're 0 for 8 for the year. They need 3. Huff throws. It is incomplete. It was caught for a moment, and Michael Chavez at the last minute knocked it out of the hands of Ashton Schumann.
Yeah, some of the action from Saturday. Tigers got a couple of fourth down stops in that ball game, but unfortunately not enough. They lose 21-14. Welcome back to Tiger Talk. And again, a reminder, sync up our radio broadcast with the MIAA Network video feed. Listen to the game on the TuneIn app, then pause it right at the opening kickoff or on a big play. Let the video catch up, and then unpause, and you can sync up the radio broadcast with the MIAA video feed. Yeah, it started out as a defensive battle, and you look at that game. You got a fourth down stop on their first possession. They get down near the inside the 25 and really stiffen up. And then you move it to the 1. Had a great offensive possession and just couldn't punch it in. That was obviously a key play, key series early in that game. You had a chance to grab the early lead and just couldn't quite get it done.
Yeah, and it's, Coach, you go for the point, with the field goal, or you go for the touchdown, and it's a big game, right? And we need to score points and get points on the board because we know how explosive their offense is. I mean, I think our defense held them to less plays per game than any other team has, and less yards, per game as well. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. I knew they were going to be a team that scored a lot of, because they scored previous, a lot of points in these games. So I was like, we got to get points on the board, so we got to go for this touchdown, and we just end up, half a yard short.
Yeah, it was a tough play, and you're exactly right because we talked about it on the broadcast going into the game. Time of possession is kind of a misleading stat. Yep. I mean, I remember Fort Hays State losing at Northwest one year, like 68-7, and Fort Hays had the ball for like 47 minutes in the game. But if you give up, but in a game like this against an offense that can strike and score a lot of points, one of your best defenses is keeping their offense keeping their offense off the field with good offensive possessions. And by and large, you did that. You won a lot of the stat categories going in that would be crucial to keeping that high-powered offense in check. That's what probably makes it a little bit more frustrating because you did a lot of those things well.
Yeah, I mean, because I were averaging 85 to 90 plays per game, right? And probably
you had more plays than they did.
Probably 35 points to 42 points a game. I mean, they are an explosive offense, and I really do feel like our defense did a really, really good job of, keeping them off balance, getting our hands on receivers, getting some pressure on Jet, and kind of keep them in the pocket as well, and then, just playing hard and playing physical, and had a couple big hits. We got a couple turnovers. I mean, the strip sack on the sideline was awesome. I wish we could have kept our feet in bounds and got that, but we still ended up scoring, defensive touchdown off of that. But I really thought our defense played well. I mean, there's still some things, as coaches that we're always going to look at and say we need to fix these things and get better at these things. And our game's never going to be perfect. The kid's not going to make every single play, but for the most part, I really thought our defense played well. We just got to get, our offense rolling a little bit. I mean, they did some really, really good things, but again, it's those key penalties that kind of took us out of situations to put points on the board.
And that seems to be, as this offense has gotten better as the season has gone along, that seems to be the one bugaboo. It's a key penalty at a key time. Now, a few times you've overcome maybe a holding penalty and still been able to work. In fact, you did in the game Saturday night. But it's just tough. I mean, when you add 10 yards the other way or whatever the case may be, it's just hard to overcome in this conference.
It is. It really is, and especially against the defenses in this conference. And, week in and week out, it's going to be a battle, and it's those key little things that cost you points and cost you football games. So we just got to lock in, get a little more focused, move our feet a little bit better. It's not that we're not playing with great effort. Sometimes we just lose a lack of fundamentals and technique and not use those things that we've been taught, and that leads to a penalty.
A few big plays in this one. In fact, you look, they had the 37-yard touchdown catch, the 62-yard run, and then the interception led to a short run, but it was a big play. A couple big plays from scrimmage kind of bite you a little bit.
They are. I mean, it's, we're bringing a blitz. We're playing man, a cover one, bringing, 5-man pressure, and, we got to blitz a little faster. We can't be so far away. We got to come hard, put a little bit more pressure on the quarterback, and then, the D-back just needs to slide his feet and get connected, and we didn't do that. Just kind of let the guy run by us, and he's wide open. So that's a big play. And then the run, we have guys in position to make that tackle. We just got to make that tackle, and that's something that we didn't do. And a couple guys took bad angles to it as well, and he ran right by him. So eliminate those, we'll be all right. And then, the one where we had the turnover and they got down to the 1-yard line, it's it's a good play by them, right? Bringing the tail fullback out of the backfield, but something that was taught all week was, collision him. If he's coming at you, take it on like it's a block, and it'll eliminate that whole pass play as well. And we didn't do that. So 3 little things, right, can cost you a ball game pretty quick.
Well, we found, and you look at a lot of your losses, it's just been a couple of plays, and that is the MIAA by and large this year. There's a lot of good teams, especially among the top tier teams, and it comes down to 1, 2, or 3 plays every week. It seems like
it does, and heck, I'm looking at the schedule right now, and we're still in pretty decent shape. There's still, our backs are against the wall still, but there's still a lot of games to be played in this conference. When you look at Northwest, they got to play us, and they got to play Pitt and all those things, and then there's a lot of games that they could win or lose, and you look at Pitt playing those same games, you look at UCO's got some games to play, Kearney, Central Missouri, good thing is we get to play all those teams and here down the stretch, so we just need to go do our job, do our assignment, and heck, we could end up 8-3 pretty easy, right? And so that's what I'm keep telling them, preach that to our guys this week, is there's still a lot to play for. This season isn't over yet, because so many different things can happen in this conference, and anybody can beat anybody.
And that's probably, I'm guessing, the message. Hey, it's a tough loss. You could tell that one hurt because you had a lot of energy and effort to try to win that, especially after what happened at their place a year ago with the lopsided loss. And then, bringing the guys back, and you've been through this enough. You've had big wins and tough losses, but I'm sure it becomes a challenge to, Dustin brought up the analogy from Ted Lasso, goldfish. It's got the shortest memory of any animal, so to speak, and you have to have a short memory and move on because it doesn't stop. You got to get ready for another really good team.
No, we can have a really, really good season still. Last year we were 7-4. This team could still end up 8-3, and if it's not playoffs, hopefully it's a bowl game or something like that. But you never know, in this conference how things could shake out and work out. There could be a 2-way, 3-way. There's been a 5-way tie for first place one time. So then it's going to go to the committee to make a decision on who they want to put in the playoffs. So a lot to play for. I'm still so proud of our kids because the effort was there the entire game. They never quit. They kept playing hard. They kept playing physical, doing the things we asked them to do. And you can't ask for more than that, right? They just made a couple more plays than we did. But our kids never quit. They always continue to battle, and that's what I'm so thankful for and so proud of. These young men that they don't quit until the final whistle blows.
Tough one on Saturday, 21-14. We'll talk more about the game, preview Northwest Missouri State as the program rolls along. Tiger Talk brought to you by the United Rentals in Hayes, your partner for equipment rental, sales, and service. Whether it's big or small, you'll find it all at United Rentals. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to bring in John Johnson, big number 3, Tiger linebacker. We'll get to know him a little bit better on our player segment. That's coming up next here on the Tiger Sports Network, built by PwC from Eagle.
At BTI, we pride ourselves on providing quality John Deere equipment and customer support. Since 1944, BTI has been serving farmers and commercial operators with mowers, tractors, and compact construction equipment at an affordable price. As a leader in the ag industry, BTI offers complete technology solutions so our farmers can help keep America running. Experience the BTI difference for yourself.
Call on BTI.
Our family in partnership with your family.
Shotgun snap, has time, now being flushed to his right. He's got room if he wants to run, now throws it late, caught by Corby at the 10, to the 5, to the goal line. Is he in? No signal. Touchdown! Touchdown, Fort Hays State. Caleb Hebner finds Cale Cormany.
Yeah, big day for Cale Cormany receiving-wise. Led the Tigers 6 catches on the day, near 100 yards, and had that touchdown, the only offensive touchdown of the day for the Fort Hays State Tigers. Welcome back to Tiger Talk. Reminder, you can look your best on Tiger Game Day. Get official Nike gear from BSN Sports and the Sideline Store. Go to FHSUathletics.com, click on Shop. That's where you'll find hundreds of products and designs, and they're all customizable. FHSUathletics.com, click on Shop, and open up the Tiger Team Store. Time now for our Players segment. We're joined by Tiger linebacker John Johnson, number 3 out of the field when you're watching the games. And, John, we appreciate you taking some time to join us here today. Let's just start with Saturday. Tough game. I know you guys had a lot of effort, a lot of energy go into it, but just didn't quite go your way, and that had to be a difficult loss. How do you move past that? I know you've done this a lot, but how do you move past a tough game like that and get focused for another tough one coming up this Saturday?
We got to look back to, the little things, the details in the game. Like Coach Brown said, there's like 3 plays, that kind of, didn't go our way. So, just got to get back to work this coming week and, prepare for a good team.
And it's unfortunate because it really felt like the defense played pretty well. We just talked with Coach. I mean, that's a high-powered offense. Jed Huff is a good quarterback. Hard to get to him with his quick delivery. Their receiving core is great, and one of the best running attacks. And by and large, outside those couple big plays, you did a really good job against those guys.
Yeah, I mean, we knew coming in, they have good players. They're going to make plays. So, I mean, like Coach Brown said, the effort was there. It's just, 1 or 2 plays, that we could have did better. So.
Yeah, I mentioned with Coach and in the broadcast, Dustin brought up, the Ted Lasso reference to a goldfish, short memory. And that's easy to say. You have to move on, next play, next game. But when you're in the heat of the battle, I'm sure that's a little difficult sometimes. How challenging is it sometimes to let what happened the previous play go, or in this case, the previous game, and then do what you need to do to get ready for the next play or the next game?
It's always a mental aspect. I mean, it's hard, in the moment, but we have, great leaders on the defensive side. It's next play, make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's our big motto is, all right, you messed up this play, let's make up for it next play. So.
And, a lot about the penalties, and I'm not going to ask you to comment on that, but it was more than normal. And you're one of the captains. You're one of the leaders on this team, one of the veterans who's been through this. Do you say something to the team, or is this something everybody, hey, this is unacceptable, we've got to be better in this regard? How do you handle all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's unacceptable. I mean, it's hard. It hurts us, as a team, with that many penalties. It's hard to win ball games like that, so, we got to limit those mistakes, lock in mentally, and, I think we'll be good.
Visiting with John Johnson, Fort Hays State senior linebacker, number 3 out there on the defensive side of the ball. You've had a great career, obviously, and your conference accolades have certainly shown that. Just talk about your time at Fort Hays State. You battled injury. It seemed like year after year after year. Knock on wood, you've been healthy now the last couple of seasons, and we're seeing the fruits of that on the field. But it's been an interesting career for you, battling the injuries and getting through all that and getting healthy, and then just staying out there in the field. But it's got to be satisfying as you go through your senior year now to see all those trials kind of come to fruition here, and you're having a great senior year.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, the injuries, I was battling with the injuries, it was hard, but, the coaching staff here, the players, they always lifted me up. They kept my headspace right. So, I mean, it's been a crazy journey. I wouldn't regret where I'm at. I'm blessed to, have this opportunity, so.
And we've kind of referred to you as a torpedo lately. I mean, there'll be a play, and then all of a sudden, here comes number 3 out of nowhere and just blowing up a running back or a wide receiver, doing it in both pass coverage and against the run. You just seem to have a nose for the football.
Yeah, I just try to find the ball, see ball, hit ball. That's my motto. So,
just talk about this team right now. Obviously, you guys had high aspirations, very high goals, win the conference, make the playoffs, and those things are still in front of you. It's a little more challenging now. It just feels like this team has progressed. I mean, obviously, you'd like to have a better record than you have right now, but do you feel good about how everybody mentally has stayed locked in, stayed focused, and doing those things we talked about to try to get ready for the next game and knowing it's going to be a tough one?
Yeah, the effort's there. Everybody has that mindset. We want to win. So, it's simple little things that we got to get corrected. Like the flags. Just doing our job. Our 1-11. That's been the big motto this year. Just our 1-11, and I think we haven't put that all together yet. And I mean, we have 4 more games left to do that. So and there's a lot on the table left. So I think we just got to come together and get right. Yeah,
it's interesting because it still doesn't feel that Fort Hays State's played its best game, and minus the penalties and a couple big plays, which are going to happen against good teams. You were closer to that on Saturday. I mean, the defense played well. Offense certainly had their moments, even though only had the 1 score. They moved the football and did a lot of good things. Boy, it feels like you're close to getting all 3 elements: offense, defense, special teams, come together on the same day, and it still feels like if that happens and you can do it consistently to close it out, you've got a chance to win the next 4 games. Yeah,
I mean, we're a good team. We're a great team. We have players on both sides of the ball. So, I mean, if we just put it together, you know, we're going to be dangerous. So I think this is going to be a good week, you know, going and playing a good Northwestern team. So I think it's going to be a good week this week. So.
You're a veteran. You've been through a lot of battles. We talked about the injuries and just, you know, with everything and redshirting and everything involved in that. What's it been like physically? I mean, you're one of the old men on the team. I mean, can you feel it after every game on Sunday morning?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when we played Mo West, we had like 90 drives that game. That next morning, man, I couldn't move. So, I mean, it kind of takes a toll, but I mean, you know, the training staff, they kind of get us right. So, you know, I'm feeling pretty good.
Went to Dodge City High School, had a great career there. Obviously got to play some games at Lewis Field. And now you have Gavin Myers transfers in from K-State. You guys were adversaries when you went against each other, two outstanding linebackers in the Western Athletic Conference. It's been like having him by your side out there, now getting to team up and kind of the WAC All-Stars here this season. Yeah,
no, it's good. It's good. You know, it's a small world, so, you know, it's great to have him by my side, you know. We have a great connection. And, you know, it's just building week by week. You know, that connection's getting better and better. So
you had a lot of accolades out of high school, and Fort Hays signing you was a big deal. But like we see with so many players, you were a star in high school, and you get to whatever level of college football, everybody's really good. What was the biggest adjustment, and what area of your game did you really have to improve on every year to kind of get you to where you are today?
I mean, it's a man's game, you know, getting to the college level from playing in high school. I mean, because not a lot of people, you know, have the opportunity to go and play at the collegiate level. So, you know, everybody's good, you know, in every position. And, you know, it's just, I think physically, you know, being more physical is kind of, you know, set me apart, or what I had to learn to do better when I first got here.
Well, I'd say you've learned it pretty well. I'd say you're one of the more physical guys on the team, and certainly in the conference, and all the postseason accolades you get, I think everybody else kind of recognizes that as well. You kind of touched on it. Big game coming up Saturday. You have to put this one behind you and get ready for Northwest. You faced the second-best running team last Saturday in UCO. Now you're going to face the number one running team in Northwest Missouri State. They're on a roll, 5 in a row. I know it's early in the week yet, but just your impressions on the Bearcats. They're playing well right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're a great team. I mean, all teams in MIAA are good, but you know, right now they're kind of proving their point, and so, you know, what a better feeling is to go there, you know, and shut it down. So. And
you've been close. I mean, you've had some tough losses to them. The final score may be a little bit misleading. You've been in those games. It's now putting it together and getting a win. I'm sure as a senior, that's one of your goals: beat the Bearcats.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I got a long history with them. So, you know, it's going to be a good week. So we just got to prepare right, and, you know, I think good things will come.
All right, we're visiting with John Johnson, Fort Hays State linebacker. We need to pause 10 seconds here in a second to identify the station. But when we come back, it's our much-anticipated Ask the Coach question. We'll bring Coach Brown back up here and let John ask him whatever he has been wanting to know throughout his long time at Fort Hays State. We'll do that next. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Tiger Sports Network.
Celebrate a Tiger win with beers, wines, and spirits from Kaiser Liquor, Hays 27 and North Hall in Hays. Tiger Radio, Mix 103.3, KJLS, Hays.
All right, we're back with John Johnson, Fort Hays State senior linebacker, our players segment, and it's time now for the much-anticipated Ask the Coach. And we tell every player, pressure's on. We've had great questions throughout the course of the year so far. You can ask Coach anything you want, but remember, he does fill out what's in practice, and maybe you don't want to be running any extra. So that's the only caveat. I think. But you're a veteran. I think you're safe. I think,
don't know.
You don't know? That's true.
We'll see.
So John, the stage is yours. What burning question you've always want to know from Coach Brown?
Okay. So say our sport disappeared.
Yep.
What sport would you participate in?
Ooh, probably baseball.
I was thinking
it would be
that
baseball
answer.
Because, you know, Coach Cornelson, when I was in high school, he always had his football players run track. And he was always upset with me because I would never run track. I was too slow, right? So I went and played baseball because I thought I was a pretty good baseball player. And I had some opportunities out of high school to go play college ball as well, but it would be baseball. I like to wrestle too, but I don't know if I want to diet and do all those things that those guys have to do continuously.
like to eat.
So yeah, I like to eat. So, you know, so it'd be baseball. If anything else, it'd be the one sport that if football went away, that would be it. So.
Okay.
Good question,
Don't know
John.
enough about soccer. I don't know about basketball. I tried basketball once.
Oh, you did?
It was brutal. 8th grade. John, it was bad. I had to watch myself dribble. I remember breaking away one time, went for a layup, and I hit the underneath part of the rim. That's how bad I was. So
Yeah, I don't see you being a basketball player.
Played defense great.
Just
couldn't shoot.
You probably would have fouled out every
I
game
did.
if you played like you played football. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't maybe last a quarter.
Yeah, not very long.
You reinforce it. All right, John. Well, hey, we appreciate it. Great question. That was really good. We appreciate you coming by here today and getting to know you a little bit better. It's been a pleasure watching you play throughout your career. Go get those Bearcats Saturday and finish off your senior year in a good, grand fashion.
Yes, sir.
There you go. John Johnson, our Tiger player spotlight today here on Tiger Talk. We'll take a time out, be back with more with Coach Brown. This is Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network, built by PwC from Eagle.
At Hayes. Looking for unique flavor at low prices? Look no further than Taco Shop in Hayes. We have original, made-from-scratch Mexican food, sure to satisfy an empty stomach. Take a bite out of these delicious deals. Grab a beef or cheese enchilada, bite into a beef and bean burrito, or chow down on a Sancho. Save time with our free Taco Shop app. Have delicious fresh taste in just a few taps. Dine in, get it to go, or have it delivered. Taco Shop. You've never had it so good.
Come on down to the taco shop. You never had it. You never had it so good. To the taco shop.
Got a job to get done? Don't let the equipment be the thing that holds you back. This is Blake from United Rentals in Hayes, and we've got what you need. Whether you're a pro tackling a big construction project or a homeowner with a weekend to-do list, we've got thousands of pieces of equipment to rent, big and small. And if you're looking to expand your fleet, check out our used equipment sales. Already own your equipment? We can help you keep it running strong. Our expert technicians can repair and service your machines. United Rentals on South Vine in Hayes, your partner for rentals, sales, and service.
Shotgun over the snap, over the quarterback's head. It's loose. The 40 State picks it up. Here they go the other way. It's Tadarian Partee. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Fort Hays State. Tadarian Partee. Who else?
Yeah, TD's had a couple of big, or TP, I guess, has had a couple of big plays this year. That was a big pivot in the game. They officially 69-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. Welcome back to Tiger Talk. It's brought to you by BTI, your full-service John Deere dealer. Locations in Buckland, Great Bend, Greensburg, Hoxie, Ness City, and Pratt. BTI, our family in partnership with your family. Obviously a big play, and I thought maybe gets maybe overlooked on that play. Gavin Hazelhorse was there, and he was able to kind of hit the quarterback who was trying to scoop that ball up to preserve the possession. And then Tadarian showing some athleticism, picking that ball up and then running. We're a little worried he might get run over by his teammates, but he did a great job to scamper into the end zone. That was a huge play, obviously.
It is, and it all starts with Gavin, right? If he doesn't hustle after that ball and chase the quarterback down and dive for it at the same time the quarterback's trying to get on it, and that doesn't happen, right? And Tadarian, I mean, kid just in the right place at the right time all the time. And you know, the thing is, you watch him just, you know, as a defensive lineman, he's getting better every single week, and he's explosive, he's big, he's got some good speed, and it does make you nervous in that situation. All these guys around him, like, just spread out, give him some room. I don't want him to trip, right? Don't push on, grab on him.
He may never get a chance to score again.
Oh, I know, and you know, and it's a good thing. John on that one was a big play. Kid was coming. John, smart enough, I mean, being the senior leader that he is, turned around, saw the guy coming, got the block that made for sure that Tadarian was going to score on that play. So great, huge play for him and our team. And I mean, we just need to keep doing those things.
Yeah, it's been fun with Partee. Coach, remember, had the blocked extra point in Pueblo to preserve that win. He's had a couple of big plays in big situations. And you mentioned John Johnson. Really fun to visit with him. Pretty soft-spoken.
Yep.
When you get a visit with him and see him compared to what you see on the field on Saturdays, he's one of those. He knows how to turn the light switch on. But I thought his first game of the year against Angelo, he didn't do a lot, but it's like ever since then he has been unbelievable. It just feels like he is in on almost every play.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's been a great, you know, team leader for us. You know, it was just kind of by just showing people how to do things, and really wasn't vocal. And he's really come out of his shell. Didn't really probably hear it today.
No.
He is quiet, he's soft spoken, but when it's practice time and when it's game time, I mean, there's a little switch that goes off in his head, and he's ready to play, and he's holding guys accountable and getting after people. And I mean, he's done a great job, leading this team, but he has really progressed each week and gotten better each week as well. And that's why he's the first team All-Conference kid, last year. And so hopefully, he gets to get in this year and he gets some All-American honors as well, because it's very deserving, because he does work his tail off every single day.
We'll get to the questions here a little bit. One of them was, could you find another year of eligibility for him?
I'm just going to adopt him and change his name.
Okay,
and
does it work that way?
I don't know if maybe we can hide it somehow. I don't know. I have to talk to Dixie, our compliance officer, to see if there's some way we can find another year for John, because we'd love to have him back another year, but he's had a tremendous career for us, and glad I get at least 4 more with him, because he's a great kid and fun kid to be around.
Another kid was good to see back, Parrish Terry. I thought maybe his season was over, and he came back and played really well. He had his presence out there, and just good to see him, because that's another kid who just loves playing football and just leaves it out there every Saturday.
Every Saturday. I mean, the kid is, by the time the game's over, he's so beat up. He's got to recover the entire week to get back to the next game. So it was good for him to probably have that week off, because there were some other things that he was kind of dealing with as well. And, he felt really good going into this game, because, Coach, this is probably the best I've ever felt, since I've been here. So that week off last week really helped him out. And but it's good to have him out there. He's fast, he's physical, he's aggressive, makes great plays. I mean, that sack, the quarterback was huge at that moment in time. And, he just continues to make plays. He's a difference maker when he gets out there.
You had 3 sacks in that game, and against Jed Huff, who has an incredibly quick release. He's only 5'8", which makes him sometimes hard to find a little bit, but he doesn't get sacked often because they get rid of the ball so quickly. You're able to get to him 3 times.
We did a good job of just keeping him in the pocket and just kind of not letting him get out of that pocket, and that helps tremendously, especially with a smaller guy like him that has a little bit of trouble seeing over the line. And we just got a good push, got to where we need to, didn't get out of our lanes, and you're able to get those sacks. When you do those things, good things usually happen.
Offensively, move the ball that first series. We talked about not being able to score down by the 1-yard line. Only the 1 offensive touchdown. Another nice catch. Cale Cormany had a big game offensively for you guys. Just your assessment of the offense. At moments they looked really good, but obviously would like more production from them.
It's the finishing part of it, right? I mean, we're doing everything we need to. We're getting yards. We're getting first downs, and then all of a sudden it's a penalty that holds us back and stops us. And now instead of 1st and 10, it's 1st and 15 or 1st and 20, and we just can't put ourselves in those situations, because it's against teams in our conference and the defenses in our conference that's hard to come back from or bounce back from. We did a couple times in this game, but it's not going to work week in and week out, so or even series wise. So just got to finish. I mean, that's the main thing: finishing drives, finishing plays. Guys, it's not the guys aren't playing hard, right? They're doing the things that we need to do, but we just maybe get back to the drawing board and figure out, okay, what do our kids actually do well, and figure out what they can do and what they're comfortable doing, and whether it's just running a couple run plays here and there, and finding pass concepts that really fit with the kids that we got. So I know our offensive guys are taking a deep hard look at it right now, because they're not happy with the production on Saturday as well, and we'll get it figured out. I mean, it's a young group of coaches on that side of the ball, but they're very good coaches. They're very smart. They understand the game very well, and it just grows with them too as they move in their future as coaching as well. I mean, Coach Harris and I are the old guys of the staff. We've been doing this stuff forever, but that side is. This is Coach Ross's only 2nd year coordinating, and he's done a tremendous job, and he's going to continue to grow and get better as the weeks go on.
Josh Clark, unfortunately, made a great catch and then goes down and never returned. And any update on him, and what did his absence, how did that affect things Saturday?
I mean, I really think, that catch was tremendous. Like how he caught that ball.
From where we couldn't tell he even caught it.
But he did. I mean, it was an amazing catch. I guess that's the wide receiver came out in him. But, hopefully we find out more today. Foot, ankle kind of area, just kind of got twisted up a little bit different. When he was on the field, the guy kind of landed on it funny too. So, hopefully it's good news. Hopefully it's just a little sprain. But, I really thought Curtis Douglas stepped in this game and did a really good job. I mean, he was getting downhill. He was running physical. He was, missed a couple holes, but that's still just a transfer coming in, still learning our scheme and learning our offensive line, and he's gotten better each week.
Yeah.
So, but his physicality, I thought he ran more physical this game than he had in previous games. Which the game against Southern, I thought he did the same thing. He ran pretty physical and got after it. So the growth is there. You just got to get Donovan Hunt on board as well, and get him going. And I mean, because at times when you see him out there, when he goes, he can break it at any time. And so we just got to figure out what he likes to do and understand where he wants to run, and we just got to figure out our kids. Okay, what do you like to do? And when you figure out what they're comfortable doing, we just need to start doing those plays for those kids so they're comfortable.
Tigers in Maryville coming up Saturday afternoon against Northwest Missouri State. We'll preview the Bearcats a little bit later on in the program. But next we're going to get to your questions. We had a few that have chimed in. We'll do that after the break. Reminder, Tiger Talk brought to you by The Taco Shop. Order by phone or use the Taco Shop app. Dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. It's just east of the Fort Hays State campus on 8th Street, The Taco Shop. You've never had it so good. More Tiger Talk after the break on the Tiger Sports Network, built by PwC from Eagle.
Don't.
Tough to throw. Pocket crumbling. He's sacked. He is sacked. Parrish Terry back at the 26-yard line.
That's the sack we're talking about from Parrish Terry. Good to see big number 7 back onto the field Saturday in the loss to Central Oklahoma. Tiger Talk brought to you today by Royal Roofing, the #1 local roofing company. Roofing, guttering, siding, and windows. Call today for a free estimate. Give your home the royal treatment from Royal Roofing. Time now for our Ask the Coach segment from you, the listeners. We appreciate you chiming in. We actually had one come in during the show last week, and I did not get to it. So we're going to start with that one. Listening to Coach Leipold, KU head coach, they do morning practices at 6 a.m. and get done around 10 or so a.m. Your practice schedule, you ever consider doing the early morning stuff? Because I know you're pretty much, once school starts, you do it the traditional afternoon times.
Would love to at times, but it's just kind of like, well, you play in the evenings, so I should probably just do more night practices than anything else, as many night games as we usually play. But it goes more to, class availability as well. These kids are trying to get to the degree because, they are student athletes and we want them to walk across the stage. So, we go afternoon, 2 o'clock meetings and practice around 3:20, and it's just because limited number of classes for kids that are if we went at 6 in the morning, get done by 10, then okay, what's available for the kids class wise in the afternoon, and usually all the classes are in the morning, so that's why we go afternoons, and that's kind of what I'm used to as well. I've done it that way my entire life. High school we were afternoons, and then when I was at Washburn we were afternoons as well. Just the D1s have so much more availability with their kids and the things that they can do than we do.
That's a good question, and certainly appreciate that. Another one kind of deals with the penalties. A viewer, most undisciplined game that he's seen for Fort Hays State in a while. How do you fix it? How do you fix it quick? Because you got to come right back and play next week.
It's just, it's just talking about discipline and being accountable and ownership and, doing your job to your best ability, and a lot of these things are correctable. It's just it's all technique, fundamental things. Just you get a little lazy with your technique, your fundamental. Those penalties are going to happen, and then some of them are just things that can't happen. You coach what your kids are supposed to do, and sometimes it gets called. And we want our receivers to run physical routes and get into their physical, because I know the defensive guys are going to be physical as well. And sometimes you get a little too physical, they'll call you for PIs and things like that. And I don't know, it's just little things. Like sometimes holding on the edge by the receivers, it's like, okay, where is the running back at? I don't know exactly where the ball carrier is. Is he on my outside? Is he on my inside? And all of a sudden that defensive back spins off of it, and you just kind of grab a little bit, and they call that. So some of them are just, you can't win, right? You just can't win, and it just depends on how the officials are going to call it. So it's just talking about discipline, accountability. making sure that each individual understands how they hurt their team and what it cost their team, and they got to fix it and get it corrected.
Well, if there's hope, the Chiefs had 13 penalties last Monday night against Jacksonville. They did not get penalized in their Sunday night win over a good Detroit team. So it can be done, and a lot of it's just taking ownership. And you have strong senior leadership on this squad. 7 of them, and that's got to help a lot as well.
Yeah, it does. I mean, they just got to hold each other accountable. And we talk about ownership all the time because I really tell the players, I mean, this is your football team, and this team's only going to go as far as you guys want it to go, and it's by making sure you're holding guys accountable and making sure the guys are doing things the right way, whether it's in practice, in the weight room, in the classroom, the things they're doing outside of football as well. And you got to make sure everybody's right and doing the right things, and just hold each other accountable and make sure guys are doing things the way it's supposed to be done.
Fort Hays State back at it this Saturday afternoon. Some afternoon football. I haven't had many of them. It's the second day game. Fort Hays State will be taking on the Bearcats, the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats, who are on a roll right now. We will preview this Saturday afternoon in Maryville when we return. This is the Tiger Sports Network, built by PwC from Eagle.
Tired of equipment that's seen better days? Or maybe you have a project that requires a bigger machine than you own. This is Blake from United Rentals in Hayes, and we have you covered. Whether you're a contractor, a farmer, or working on your own project, we've got the machinery you need. Big or small, and everything in between, you can rent it for a day, a week, or a month. And if you're looking to own, we have a huge inventory of reliable used equipment for sale. Plus, we can service and repair the equipment you already own. Stop by United Rentals on South Vine in Hayes. We're your one-stop shop for rentals, used equipment sales, and repairs.
Who set up shop to return to the 25. Fort Hays State's going to run a fake. Tristan Davidson, the snap tap, then shovels it forward. Ryan Allen catches it. It's a first down. A shovel pass from Tristan Davidson, one of the Shield men. What a play. Fort Hays State, the fake punt. They've got a first down to the 50.
Yeah, kind of a crazy fake punt that the Tigers pulled off on Saturday night. Welcome back to Tiger Talk. It's brought to you by the Hayes Med Orthopedic Institute, offering the most comprehensive and advanced orthopedic care in western Kansas. Why travel hours when the best in the region is right here at Hayes Med? Was that the design play, or was that improvised by Tristan Davidson?
It was designed, but it was improvised very well. I mean, we practice them all the time. I'm the guy I'm the punt team coach. So when you guys see all these crazy formations and all these motions and all these different things going on, I'm just trying to set, first up punts and things like that, and getting, trying to pin people deep and all those things with motions and getting guys down the field so we can actually get bullets down there to get in the returner's face, and then you're always setting up fakes and stuff off those things as well. So. Yeah, it's a little untraditional punt formation than most people. They usually have the shield, back there and stuff. It's a lot of one-on-one blocks, and we got to win those blocks, and it's all based off of numbers and things like that. And I kind of saw what they were doing rush-wise. They were really overloading, our one side, and I felt like it was there, and it's kind of that point in the game where, we needed a first down, and it was 4th and 4, not 4th and 25 or 4th and 15, because it was that. There's no way I would have ran it, but just the situation, brought it upon itself, and it was. A head coach can kind of call those things when he wants to. So, which is, a lot of times you can always kind of tell during a game, with other teams, like when the head coach goes down to the punt group, that okay, something might be happening here, where when you're the head coach and you're actually running it, it's just a normal play. They don't know really what's going on. So yeah, we've set that up. We've done it many times. We got about 3 or 4 other fakes built off of these things as well. So hopefully that kind of keeps teams a little bit limited. But they're overloading. Jack did what he was supposed to do, was go down and block, and this guy went with him, and we're going to pitch off the guy to the line of scrimmage. He just took a different angle than what we were used to. So Tristan just kind of got outside of him, changed the ball in his hands a couple of times, and then he saw Ryan and flicked it to him. So yeah, good thing it worked. And
did a good job of staying behind the line of scrimmage, too, to not make it an illegal forward pass.
Yeah, he did. And so, as a coach, you're always stressing the situation. Like, please let this work, please let this work, please let this work. And it ended up working out for us.
Fortunately, the Tigers could not score off of that, but it was still a great play, and we'll see. Maybe see some more of that here in the coming weeks. All right, Northwest Missouri State Bearcats got pummeled in their opener at Minnesota State, who's a really, really good football team, but they've come back 5 straight wins. They're now in first place in the MIAA all by themselves. New head coach, but kind of the same old Northwest.
Yeah, they are. They're tough. Still basically run the same exact defense. that they always have with Coach Boss being there. And it's that coaching tree, right? It's a guy that was there when Churchma was there, and he was Churchma's quarterback, and Svoboda was actually the quarterback coach at that time.
Okay.
So you see some similarities in what they did when Coach Svoboda was at Central Missouri. He always kind of started out with a lot of shifts and motions, but in the first 10, 12 plays, just to kind of see what a defense would do and how they were going to line and adjust to things. And you kind of see that with them right now. Like the first 10 or 12 plays, they're doing all kinds of offensive shifts and motions and these things, and just to try to see what you're going to do and how you're going to adjust to it. So we just got to get our kids ready for that. They got an extremely strong run game. They're playing two quarterbacks that are both very good and very solid. One's kind of more of their runner, one's kind of more of their passer, and just understanding who's in the game at that time as well, defensively. But the main thing is that we're going to be able to stop their run game first defensively, because they're really good at what they do, efficiently with running the ball.
Yeah, 358 yards worth against Central Missouri Saturday.
And then play actions off of it as well, and a lot of tight end delays and things like that. So our defense is going to have to be ready. Then defensively, they're going to do what they do. They're going to give you the 4-man front, one linebacker, 2 guys outside, and play defense. And they're going to play some man coverage. They're going to play some zone off of it as well. But they're really good at what they do, and they're very, very solid. So we got to find ways to attack them. But again, we got to establish the run game like I preach every week, and then we got to find ways to find some holes and get some first downs.
Yeah, getting some receivers open. That's kind of been a problem this year.
It is, and we just got to find ways to do it right, and maybe adjust some things that we're doing, offensively. But we have some guys out there. You got Jabari, you got Ryan, you got Hillman, you got Tariq Logan. We got a lot of guys, and maybe just getting our tight ends involved a little bit more. We got Kel pretty involved this week, which made some good things happen. So, we just got to find ways to get to our playmakers the ball and let them make things happen. So it's just back to the drawing board, and again, it's a defense that we really haven't faced all year long. So it'll be a challenge for us.
You mentioned what they do, motion, a lot of stuff early. How much of your some teams they script the first 15 plays. How much of stuff is scripted at the very beginning, and then you kind of adjust off of what worked and maybe didn't work after that?
Yeah, it's quite a bit, right? You always have your top 10 plays that you put out there, just formations and motions, and just seeing what the defense is going to do. And so that's as I always go and watch the first 10 plays of every game of our opponent, since I'm on the defensive side of the ball. I watch those just kind of see what their tendencies are and what they're trying to get to, and how they're trying to break us down as well, and then just seeing what they're trying to actually do, offensively. So really it comes down to just a lot of eye candy, doing a lot of different things, a lot of shifts and motions, but what they run is what they run, and you just got to figure out what they're doing in that situation, with that formation.
And it's Northwest. I know they maybe haven't been the national championship caliber team, but they're still, when you look at the MIAA, they're always at the top. They're still the Bearcats, and it's always a big game. You've had some great ones with them, and hopefully your guys can figure out a way to make it another great one and come out of the win on Saturday.
It is. Coach Mack's got them playing really, really well right now, and our guys just got to believe and trust. Heck, we beat them 17-18. We've beat the Bearcats. For a while we hadn't. We've done it, and so we just need to go in there with some confidence and play hard and play physical and go win this.
All right, sounds good. Coach, as always, appreciate the time. Have a great week of practice, and we'll see you in Maryville on Saturday.
Thanks, Gerard. Appreciate you.
That's head coach Chris Brown. That's going to do it for Tiger Talk again. Fort Hays State, Northwest Missouri State. 1:30 kick from Bearcat Stadium, and Mel Churchma Field will be on the air at 12:30 with the Auto World pregame. Also a reminder, we've got Fort Hays State volleyball for you coming up on Friday night at 5:45. And then next Monday, we'll recap it all right here on Tiger Talk. That'll do it for today. Thanks for listening. So long.